What is happening? What is up? I hope this video ends up lining your pockets. I'm going to give away some free plays, some analysis, and a whole lot of predictions. But first, the first play is on the board, none other than CJ Stroud in a game against the Green Bay Packers. This line is 248 on Better, 249 on Sleeper, and 249.5 on Hard Rock at a minus 115. If you have access, play it there. CJ Stroud is in a game that has the potential to be a shootout. Even with Nico Collins out of the lineup on IR, I still like CJ to exceed this line, go higher than 253.5 passing yards against the Green Bay Packers. And here's why. The Green Bay Packers are allowing the 6th most passing yards per game. Stroud hasn't needed to throw the last few games. He hasn't needed to throw the ball too much. However, he should have to against the Green Bay Packers because I do believe the Packers are going to be able to put up some points on this Houston defense. Give me CJ Stroud potentially playing from behind in a pace-up game over 253.5 passing yards. The next play I have is a London lay, a little London action, a little tea and crumpets, a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time game for me. Wake up, you make some pancakes, maybe put a little chocolate chips in it because you're feeling good. You've got a full day of football and family ahead of you, and you settle down to watch the New England Patriots against the Jacksonville Jaguars, all while rooting for Drake May to exceed, to go higher than his passing yardage prop. Why? Because you're a degenerate like me who can't help but sprinkle in a little action even when they're in London. Drake May, I place this officially at over 198.5 passing yards. I like the sprinkle at 225 plus as well. So obviously I'm fine with the 202.5 passing yards. The Jags have the second worst defense in the league versus the pass, allowing the second most passing yards to opposing quarterbacks on the season. They have allowed games of 338, 186 in the low game, 263, 345, 359, and 226. Drake May has showed that he was not afraid to throw the ball downfield last week in his first start. Dare I say he even looked good, made this offense look pretty decent. And the Jags are allowing 290.7 yards per game. I love this. I think it's a great spot for the young guy to go out there and just chuck the ball, whether they're winning or losing. I think he still exceeds this line. The Jaguars defense is that bad. Now, the next play was going to be a Saquon Barkley over 16.5 rushing attempts play. However, immediately very quickly was bumped to 17.5. I don't mind it at 17.5. It's obviously not as good. When we're talking about a small number there, 15, 16, 17, one carry does make a difference. It's not like, a yardage prop where 4 yards doesn't make as big of a difference, in my opinion, at least. However, I think I'm going to pivot potentially to the rushing and receiving yardage prop at 101.5. Barkley has exceeded this line in 4 out of the 5 games this season for Philadelphia, with the only game that he didn't exceed it against the very tough matchup last week against the Cleveland Browns. I think he has a huge bounce back spot. Now, let me just tell you why. Revenge. That is why. He's playing the New York Giants, for goodness sake. Of course he wants revenge. Of course he wants to come out and truck stick somebody, run him over. Of course he wants to show the GM what he's missing. We all saw it on Hard Knocks. He is going to come out ferocious in this game. Now, because of that, I like the over 101.5, 101.5 receiving and rushing yards prop. And I also like the anytime touchdown. Now, when I put this out earlier, let me take a look. The anytime touchdown, the best odds I could get it at was a minus 150 on DK. That's not great. However, it's better than it is right now at the time of making this video a couple of hours later, because it's already bumped to 170 on most platforms. You can get it over here. Our good friends at Underdog will let you have it. All right. And you can add it to your slip. Again, I also like the rushing and receiving yards. It was 101.5. You can get it at 102.5 on Underdog. I think there's a couple of options, a couple of ways that we can get action to Saquon Barkley this week. I think it's a potential that he blasts through this line and they just feed him nonstop this whole game. because it's the revenge week narrative. Don't downplay the revenge week narrative here. Listen, guys, I'm going to be real with you here. I need you, okay? I do. I need you to subscribe. I need you to like this video, and I need you to leave me a comment. Doesn't have to be anything special. Doesn't have to be long. Don't take too much time out of your day. Just drop me a little emoji. Say you're here for the algorithm. Tell me a funny joke. Whatever you guys want. I need you guys. I need your support, and I appreciate each and every one of you. It's never lost on me when you guys leave me a comment. Every single like and every single sub, I don't take any of them for granted, so I appreciate you guys. The next player I'm looking at is you, Baker Mayfield. Yes, Baker Mayfield plays the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. I believe we get a Monday Night Football doubleheader actually too. This is by far the better game of the two. Baker, his line, I got it at 245.5 in the VIP. Click the link below. I'm going to leave the link down in the comments if you want access to the newly launched Discord. That link will be down below in the comments. Bear with me as I build this thing out, okay? And if there's any hiccups, just reach out to me. I'm happy to take care of it. But Baker Mayfield, over 245.5 passing yards. As you can see, it has been bumped up to 258.5 on Underdog. Right now, at the time I'm making this video, though, you can still get it at 249.5 on ESPN Bet. So if you have access to that, play it over there. Baker's been over in 3 of 6 games this year. He's playing against Baltimore, who has allowed the most. I talked about the Jags were the second most. Baltimore has allowed the most passing yards on the season. He is averaging 268 passing yards per game at home versus 241 on the road. That's a hefty split. That's a decent split. And guess what? That split is the difference between us losing this bet or cashing this bet out. I like Baker Mayfield higher than 249.5 on ESPN Bet. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, I truly need you and I appreciate you. More importantly, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching these videos. I have a blast making them. I have a great time doing this with you. Love the live videos even more. Drop me a comment. Let's chat. Hop in the newly launched Discord and DM me. Let me know you're here. Shoot me a message in the community chat and I will catch you on the next video. And remember, bet smart and win more.